Welcome back. You may know them as MACU because they're my bank, but you also may know them as Mountain America Credit Union. And we have Tony Rasmussen, who's the VP of Public Relations. You're also in charge of financial education. And today you're giving us an education on living below our means. Now, yes. Tony, why is this important? And actually, could you explain what living below our means means?
Yeah, certainly. So many people think of it as a form of budgeting. It certainly can be a component of budgeting, but people can be successfully living within a budget and still spending every penny they make. So living way below our means is an example of if we made $50,000 a year, we would choose to live on $45,000. Wow. If we made $80,000 a year, we'd choose to live on $75,000 or maybe even $70,000. So we're foregoing spending now so that we can save and generate more income for the future.
Wow, that is quite the concept. It seems like maybe these recent times has put us more in touch with our budget or lack thereof. And it seems like this is a great time to try something like that. Do you know why it would be a good time to try living below your means, Tony?
Yes, so this shelter in place has caused a lot of us to have some financial reflection. Some of us are finding that we can do without a lot of things that we used to think were necessities just very recently. In contrast, some of us have put the O in online shopping, right? And so we have both sides of the fence there. But having this ability to say we're going to actually purposely choose to allocate income towards saving and investing and not spending every penny. You know, it's kind of the American way. When we get a new job, maybe that's the time to upgrade the house. Or when we get a raise, maybe that's the time to get a new car. And we're always going to the maximum of our budget. How much house can I afford? How much car can I afford? This is almost the antithesis of that, where we're actually choosing to live on a lesser amount so that we can have that reserve, that plan for the future.
Yes, so there are many more benefits, not just having that reserve for the future, but what if we're teaching something like a new way of life to a younger generation maybe?
Yes, exactly. So children are incredibly perceptive, right? And they actually pick up more on what we do sometimes than what we say. And what we see is that children that come from households where there's financial restraint, where parents or caregivers are not living stretched or to the maximum of their budget, where they're living beneath their means, those children are more likely, or less likely rather, to associate both happiness and their self-esteem with material things. And so what we're thinking in this case is memories over material things, if that makes sense.
That's amazing, Tony. What a good reminder. And I think as we reflect on these past few months, we really remember the experiences that we've had with our kids staying home to homeschool and those little moments with our spouse. So that's totally true that memories are more important than things. And hopefully that's something we can carry forward out of this tough time. Now, you have one last thing to share. I want to hear the Swedish proverb.
Yes,
that kind of wraps us all up.
You bet. So the Swedish proverb, I just think it's such great advice. He who spends all that he can steals from himself. Or he who buys things that he doesn't need steals from himself. And so I just think that's a great way for us to wrap this up and just think about that.
And conversely, giving to yourself by saving. It's a little gift to yourself. Okay, I'm totally inspired now. Now, Mountain America always has something new going on. We have time to talk about a couple new things that you want to promote and where people can find you.
Yeah, so this topic is again covered on our blog. If you go to macu.com and just put in the search bar Live Below Means, this topic will pop right up. We're able then, it has some other links for some tools, including a budget, pay down calculator, and a coach that can help people who are looking for some of that information. We also offer one-on-one personal financial counseling free of charge to the members of the community. So check that out as well.
That is super helpful because, you know, we think we know everything about money, but we were taught so little in school. So thank you so much for schooling us,
You're so welcome.
Tony.
Thanks for having me.
We love having you, and have a great rest of your week.
You too.